I drink in thy lake of fire. Black soul center as I command, I step to my throne with staff in hand. So now rise and take a knee, for I sit where I was supposed to be, as tattered glass breaks no more, and the last of my empathy is set free. All I have lost I now regain. With a snap of my fingers I send home the very souls of the earth unknown. But the prophet's hand has shown the way as I step out from my grave. No more for this world, for it has come to an end, as the separation of soul and man. As time now ends, I exit my throne and step with my army to thy kingdom's door. And as I bring them now to heaven, he opens up thy door. For I now bend my knee to Father, and Mother takes me home. And with this moment it begins, a new one born to be, for raise one simple thought, that is what was meant to be. Through the open darkness, through the fires, through the light of demons, I will seek the
I open up my soul, let the fire thrive. Darkness creeps inside, evil comes alive. Like that once I gave, never seen inside. Kept the shadows brave, I could never hide. So here's the thing, forest stood in me. Power could unbind, set my spirit free. Rage turned into hate, loathing brings the pain. Trapped within the grave, caught in endless rain. Called to the side, like them in the sand. Wall of fire now, we take our command. Power in our veins, strength you've never known. Darkness feeds the flames, rise upon our own. Shadow the demon, track survives. It is a song about overcoming darkness, but you have to get it out. Shadow the demon, track survives.
Doors open to the world I see before me. I open up the dream that once was inside, and I unleash the power that I hold inside. No darkness can hold me, no light can hold me back. I am the crash in the ether, I am the power of my path. Secrets are bound to me by time and space alone. The gift of the gods is now untold. I walk through the door, and I see the power inside.
unseen whispers in the night, revealing secrets hidden from sight. With ancient wisdom I'll ignite the flames of truth, burning so bright. Ethereal cards, they hold the key, unlocking mysteries, setting us free through swirling to the sea. Welcome to the unknown prophet's domain, where spirits dance and fortunes remain. Let the tarot unfold, let it explain the path that lies ahead with no refrain. In the night, revealing secrets hidden from sight, with ancient wisdom I'll ignite the flames of truth burning so bright. Ethereal cards, they hold the key, unlocking mysteries, setting us free through swirling mist. The future I see, guiding souls like a river to the sea. Welcome to the unknown prophet's domain, where spirits dance and fortunes remain. Let the tarot unfold, let it explain the path that lies ahead with no refrain.
Good morning, my beautiful stars. Happy Monday to you all. Welcome on in. It's going to be a brilliant, beautiful week, guys. I had a nice weekend. Burnt a couple candles on another end, but it's been a pretty good weekend, though. I had a pop-up stream yesterday. I will do that from time to time, just to give you kind of some variety and stuff like that as well. And we are returning to our Wacky Wednesdays as normal this week, so everything is according to plan. Let's see here. Yeah, I believe that's all that I really have to worry about this weekend is going to my doctor's appointment, which is until next Monday, so I don't have that till this week, so nothing to do this weekend. So, guys, anyway, welcome on in. Hello, my name is Joshua Bleasy. I am the Unknown Prophet of Twitch. I do daily tarot readings between 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. Central Standard Time every day, except, you guessed it, the weekends. Now, guys, I will get you onto this straight and narrow here. I will put you on the more positive path. I will light your worlds on fire and set your worlds ablaze, because I am the not sugarcoating tarot reader. I will kick your spiritual ass. I will do more than kick your spiritual ass. I will put you on that path you need to hear today. I will tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Now, I've prided myself at being a pretty good tarot reader, and I try to keep myself humble and remind myself that sometimes you gotta bring out the bear, And I've been increasing this thing that I've been doing a lot recently, which is letting out a little bit of my devilish side. So, kind of experimenting with, letting out the darkness a tiny bit here. So if they get a little bit more, you know why. Hi, Master. Welcome on in. But I'm still kind of working on that, clearing the cards off for you, Master. Why don't you throw me your numbers and your question for today, and we'll get the readings on, started off right. Like I said, I always promise to tell you the truth. I got to start to be a little bit more, aggressive sometimes with some people. So whenever hey, it's been a while. It has been a while, but that's okay. I hope you've been having a fabulous life up until now. I hope I'm here to help you find out the answers that you're looking for. So throw me your questions and numbers, and then we'll get right to it here. I'll start clearing these cards off for you and getting them in the right spot. them in the right spot, guys. Okay. You have a group project. You want to know how it will go. Okay. So here are your 3 official shuffles. I got them in the right spot for you. So here are your 3 official shuffles. 1, 2, and 3. Group projects are fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the 39th card is now on top. All right, let's see what the gods and the guides have to say to you today. Well, some pretty good advice, and I think you'll like what you're going to hear. So, Master, you have this group project that's going to be coming along, and how will it go? First, I want you to understand this opportunity is just that. One of the great opportunities where this project might mean to you might be better than even you ever hoped for. It might seem like it's too good to be true at times, but I'm here to tell you that maybe today is the day to realize that it is good to be true, to cherish that this opportunity you have going forward with this new group project can be something you can learn to cherish, something that will bring you some much needed clarity. Whenever someone usually gets this card in the past, it means it's time to cherish not only your past, your present, but move forward to the future and learning how to look at the things that are happening to you in your life are necessarily good things. They are the good things you've been waiting for. So we always believe that when good things come our way, it's too good to be true. Sometimes we have to stop that press and go, it is good to be true. So what is the plan going forward? Well, their suggestions for you are to make that easy plan. You know that you have couple stages in this thing here, and we've got to make sure we hit every stage at the right amount of time, at the right amount of speed, and do a high quality job at that. The easy path is about making that plan. So make sure that your team and all of you are on the same page. Make sure everyone knows what every step is, why every step is important, and what they can do to not only help you, but maybe even give you ideas to make it better. We're always looking for those brilliant, beautiful ideas that we didn't think of before. So open up those ears, open up those eyes, and don't forget to speak your mind and tell that group what your part of your equation is in your story. And the last but not least, coming into the future, when you're asking me about how the project will come together, well, if your goal was to bring 2 separate worlds together as one, so they would be more in a working harmonically way, where we'd have that symphony, that unison within ourselves, we're going to take 2 separate worlds and we're going to make them become one. We're going to find a way to walk that gray in between so we can capitalize on both sides of the coin here. We're not just trying to help people with whatever XYZ. We've got this added bonus that our company also does on top of that. So as you are starting to see these things come together, this is also about chosen destiny. So what you have chosen your destiny to be, and what you choose your life, what you choose to, and how you think it's going to go is basically how it's going to go. So keep those positive mind frames. Remind yourselves that when you do hit those moments of dip, to take them as lessons of things that maybe we need to pay attention to just a little bit more. The great news about this whole situation is that I feel like this is a very good way to start that new foundation. Like what you're doing with this group and project will be a way of starting a brand new foundation, a good stepping stone onto where we're going to be going. Not only creating the starting point, but seeing that future where you will end as well. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here for you, Master, and a little bit of what they're telling me too is that they really do see that this going fairly well for you. There will be some challenges, like in all business there are challenges, but you'll be able to overcome those because of the group dynamic and stuff like that. So that's what I'm seeing for right now. And part of the reason is because of the leadership that's being implemented there. It's an open-minded, let's get the ideas, let's get all of us on the same page. Let's make sure we're doing the work that we are all assigned to do, but being open-minded for other things to come our way too, you know? So that's what I got to tell you. Well, good. I mean, and just keep that in mind. Keep that way to go. If you're the leader of this group, then keep all of that in mind. If you are just, the follower, then keep that in mind. If you are just there, a part of the group, you can be all parts of it. You can be a leader, a follower, and you can just be there at the same time. Be important to the group in all aspects. That's what makes a good leader, and that's what makes a good person, an employee, too, is they want to try to make things better, because they really do believe in it. And that's the best part, is when you have your employees believe in you and believe in what you're doing, that there's no better feeling, because then you feel very validated in that. Well, I'm just saying, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Right. And that's all I'm saying is you're not exactly the leader, but in a way you are a leader of people look up to you, people come to you sometimes, blah blah blah. Not all the time, but they tend to listen to you. So if your work ethic is good and you expect them to have the same work ethic, then they're going to do the same good thing you are, only their own unique way, of course, but still doing the job they're hired to do. Yeah. So, I mean, I genuinely feel like it's going to go fairly well. Like I said, everyone's got their assignment, everyone's got their job, but it's very open minded and an open, free will kind of game time, but at the same time, it's conscious choice and conscious goal setting, and those goals are going to be the most important part of making sure you guys have, like, really, like, you have like five goals for one specific thing that you're doing, and you make sure that you meet every goal that you get, and when you get that goal, you do some kind of a small little celebration for everyone. It's not that hard to inspire your employees. So, and I know that and I've spent a lot of time doing that stuff, and I've been in any position you can imagine in business. So, and it's not always been easy. So, I think you're going to be just fine, though. No worries. How things been going well other than that? I hope, there, Master. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, look at you. 1 month, 14 days, and 23 hours. Whew. I've been following a lot longer than that. Oh, wait, it's my show. Thank you for being such a nice follower, and thank you for coming in when you guys can come in. I appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, I don't know about the watch time works, if that works or not. I don't know if my watch time is set up correctly or not. If that's in the cloud bot or not. I might not have set that up, so um yeah, it doesn't work. I don't think I ever set the watch time up. I thought it was an automatic thing or something like that. Okay, well, go eat, get some lurking done. I'll be sitting here waiting for people to pop on in. You know what I'll do? I'll go play marbles with my friend until I find someone come in here. That's fine with me. I play marbles, say hi to people I like, wait for people to come in, play some pretty music while I wait for people to come in. Oh, Crypto, give me a second. You're right there, baby. I just saw you pop on here. I gotta get back to my chat here. Crypto, how are you doing, young lady? You're up. No worries. You're up, ready to rock and roll whenever you are. I'll start shuffling. You tell me what you need to know. Cleansing the cards up for Crypto. Crypto girl to the reading room. Crypto girl to the reading room. I know you didn't expect that, but you're the second one in the lock. You only saw a shadow? Okay. What was the shadow doing in the dream? Alright, I got the right spot for you. But I also do dream interpretation too, so we'll talk about that after the reading. Let's see what the cards have to say first though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. No God cards for... Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's see what the cards have to say. They were just taking stuff from him, huh? Yeah, I bet he was scared. What was the dream about? Yeah. So, I'm just reading up what you said so far. It was talking to him. It said to him that it said to him he sees my son's shadow. He was scared. Okay, so all it did was point out that it sees his son's shadow. And that's all it did? Well, part of it is him kind of coming to terms with some of the things that's going on in him and him learning how to love himself for who he is. You know, just like in all things, when people are growing up and starting to learn more about who they want to be and who they don't want to be, part of this is him recognizing that there's a part of him that he's trying to distance himself from, and that's the shadow, the part of himself that he doesn't necessarily like about himself. It's coming to talk to him, to tell him he'll never be able to get rid of me because I will always be a part of you. All shadow will ever be is that reflection that, remember, no matter how bright your light is, the brighter your light is, the more you see the shadow. So he has to get to this place where he recognizes that he is in the best person that he is at this moment. He's letting go of some of that darkness that he wants to not be having for himself anymore. And he was trying to learn how to leave the darkness behind, actually, and head for the light. Because it was an older man. Okay? Well, the older man might be his future self. Might be his future self trying to give him a little bit of forewarning of maybe if he does something better now, his life comes on. Right? Like I said, and I'm getting there, but I mean, the whole dream is as follow. He came into the room, talked to him, told him that he was his son's shadow. It was an older man. Yeah, he's 10. Yeah, so he's learned, he's a 10-year-old boy who's learning how to deal with good and bad within himself, the differences between right and wrong, like a normal 10-year-old boy does around that age, from going from childhood to adulthood. And there's a part of us we leave behind. That's our shadow, a little bit of our shadow self. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with your son. There's not, because we all have that fear. And it's basically fear of the unknown that your son is having a dream of. but his subconscious is trying to tell him how to accept himself. No, he doesn't need. The only protection he needs is the, like I said, where I was getting to is to believe in himself, to be that positive person who gets around more positively minded people, because that's what he needs right now. He can always use more protection, but that's just for goes for all of us. But you can't protect him so much that he doesn't see what needs to change within himself as well. Like I said, he's learning how to throw away what he doesn't want so he can turn it into a benefit somewhere in the future. And as he starts to question himself and question what he wants to do with his life and all of this confusing stuff that happens at a 10-year-old boy, trust me, I remember 10-year-old boy was not exactly the highlight of my year. Remember, I had only been 2 years out of my abuse at that point. So, but this is all designed to help mold him into the person he wants himself to be, moving away from the shadow, and the shadow coming to him as an old man that's basically trying to tell him whatever. And you never said what the shadow actually said to him. So, depending on what the shadow says to him, he's giving them that advice to correct now if he wants to avoid that future. So not letting his fear rule him and molding himself into who he wants himself to be, not what everyone tells him he needs to be. Well, there's always a good, he can always call his angels. Just tell him to put a nice little tea light by his light and put whatever faith you and your son believe in, and ask your God to make sure it's the brightest protective light for him. And it will help him, and it will call those angels to protect him. They'll protect him the right way. Ask your personal guides to protect him. And it might have just been like I said, it might just have been a dream. Sometimes a nasty nightmarish dream is just a nasty nightmarish dream. But we're talking the psychology of your son's dream, though. It makes a lot of sense for where he's at and his age and what he's trying to deal with right now and all of that stuff. You got to remember to give your son his power by showing him how he can create that sword that can defend himself against anything. That sword of light that he's got to create. And that's what he's got to work on now, is learning how to create that which can defend himself. Because he can't have you or anybody defend himself. He's got to learn to do it for himself. And unfortunately, we all have to go through this moment. If you remember your moment when you kind of went from childhood to adulthood and it just happened, most of us it just happens, but some of us it takes a while for us to come to the realization we're leaving our childhood behind. Hey, be thankful for the nightmarish dreams right now and not washing other things out of his sheets right now. If you're not already starting to do that. Your son, and if your son's feeling bad about it, your son has the greatest power of all. All he's got to do is say, no, you're not going to give me that bad dream. You're not going to be up in my room. Get out. You're not welcome here. Go away. It's the strongest, most powerful protection you have, Crypto. Just by telling it to go away, it has no power over you. You know? The more you believe it has power over you, the more it does. The more you believe you have power over it, the more you do. You know, I had a shadow dream too when I was a young boy, and I'll tell you a little bit about my shadow dream if you're still here. I had this dream about this dark, foreboding black guy who kept showing up in my dreams, and he was this dark, shadowy figure of myself. He was every dark part of me that hadn't come to terms with yet. And this guy, I called him Jabba Dyer. He was the essential, most evil Josh I could possibly be. because there was a moment where I was like, why should I be the hero? Why could I just do whatever I want? And who cares if anyone gets hurt? And, there was that moment where I was asking myself the real question of, do I want to be the hero or do I want to be the villain of my own story? So this guy would show up and basically forewarn me of that, well, what that would look like. And I didn't like what I saw. So I stopped listening to that part of me, but recognizing that I had to come to terms with it, though, that I had these feelings inside of myself. So what I did is I wrote it out. I painted it out. I did other things. I went on adventures in the woods. Just me, myself, and I just going for a nice walk, thinking about myself and how to figure my own shit out, But that was my journey, Hey, Sailor, how's it going today? You ready for your reading? Let me clear these cards off for you. Throw me your numbers and your question whenever you're ready, Sailor. Good. All right, well, give me your numbers and your question for today. We'll get to it. I don't know if 3 is meant to be one of your numbers, so just in case. Okay. I'd like to see the question before I finish your shuffle. Right, here comes your 6 official shuffles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You have a 2 God card message today. 7th card is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the 7th card is, what can you expect with G this month, huh? So, you want to know how you and G are going to do. And then we do have 2 God cards as well. So, Sailor, what you can kind of expect from G this month is that this is going to be a time of learning how to build up our resilience and whatever we're doing with us, not letting the little tiny um, pellets of the universe kind of get to us anymore. We're going to allow ourselves to be that growing source of power within ourselves and allow ourselves to have that lifeblood running through us. Even though it may be cold ass winter, we're still growing inside. If we do need to learn how to grow a little bit more, we do something where we'll let that pressure off and split the skin that we no longer need on us so that we can start to move forward in our future. Building up this resilient shield to protect oneself and protect the ones around them so that they can get towards that moment where they are ready to forge themselves into what they would like themselves to be. So what you can expect from G this month is going to be a time of transformation, a time of working on self, of working on using the things that have been getting to him up to this point and using them as a shield so that he can start to forge that sword that he needs to defend himself as well, to allow himself that positivity back in his life, because he wants to bring two worlds together as one finally. Whatever worlds that he's currently having at odds with, he's tired of being at odds with them. He's got to find a way to coexist in two separate worlds at the same time, but believing in his own chosen destiny, believing that his dream, his desire, whatever that might be, is going to come true, because both of my worlds will come together. The sword and the shield will come together to be that part of me that I need in my life again. Why is G going through this? And why are you guys going through this? So you guys can get the big picture of what is going to coming to you and G this month. So you can actually see the picture and how it's turning out to be. To see it for how it really is. To really get an honest, hard look at how things are, where they stand, and where we want to move them from this point going forward. So that's kind of what to expect from G this month. A little bit of building up that some boundaries and learning how to build up those correct kind of boundaries this time, not the bad boundaries. Forging that new self, learning how to bring two worlds together as one so that we can see the whole picture revealed to us. That's your answer there, Sailor. Let's see what the God cards have to say to you. So what they're trying to tell me here as advice for you is that these boundaries that you keep thinking are helping you sometimes are actually hurting you. That you have to allow some of these boundaries and barriers that you're putting up on yourself sometimes that keep you from your own happiness. So ask yourself, what are the things that I can honestly start to feel more positively minded about to melt that part of my soul so that I can start to hope once again, to bring that light back into oneself again, to let down the barriers and chip away at those barriers just a little bit with that golden hammer, as much or as little as you can do, and then start to glaze like that brilliant, beautiful sun onto the world you want to shine the light onto. So you have to be the one who uses that light to shine onto that ice to melt that ice. So the more you believe in yourself, the more you believe in your path, the more you believe in your journey, the better things are going to go for you going forward by allowing those bad habits to finally melt away so that you can grow again. And that's your message from your God. I think that you're heading in the right direction there with G this month, because when you look at your reading, and I'm just going to go back and point something out real quick, okay? Because, when you're asking, if things are going to work out, well, then look at what you got here, hon. Because you're building up a new shield for both of you. So that should give you some hope that we're building up the right kind of protections to keep this safe. That we're going to build the right sword to defend against those things that we have to protect ourselves from. And then you're bringing two worlds together as one. So I think, it's not that bad. And then you do get to see how things are right now how they really are. And that's always a good thing. Anyway, I wanted to just kind of show you that one more time there, Sailor. All right. G Dragon to the reading room. Give me a second here. G Dragon to the reading room.
With investing options from Navy Federal Credit Union, Rob feels financially.
G Dragon to the reading room. Please come into the reading room whenever you're ready. Drop your numbers and your question. Hopefully, I answers your question for today. And we'll get to doing your reading whenever you're ready there, G Dragon. I'm going to have a puff of my tobacco while I wait for you. Okay. Let me get him in the right spot for you. Okay, here they're ready for you. Here are your 5 official shuffles. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Straight answer. Good to go. 1, 2, 3, and you want the 4th answer. And what will happen when you give your doctor's note to your All right, so take a deep breath because it's going to be fine. You'll see. What will most likely happen when you give that doctor's note? A sense of community will kind of come around you. It's not exactly like you're telling someone some pretty good news here. It's something that you have to make them aware of, that some things that you will not be able to do going forward, or something that you have to restrict yourselves to doing a little bit more than you would normally have done at your job. But I kind of feel a sense of community coming together, your coworkers, your bosses all coming together to support you in this as well, that they will help you create this new piece going forward, that they will find a way to make this all work out, that even though that this doctor's note is telling them this information, they're going to find a way to keep you there if they can, and try to give you as much as they can give you, because I'm feeling like this is like some pretty major news that you are kind of being aware of yourself, let alone having to let your company know. And I just feel like they're going to come around you and be supportive in this fact. The circle card always means your community coming around you, being the kind of people you can share the stories with, that you can get the advice from, that you can get the connection with, that you've been waiting to do all of that stuff. And the assessment card is always about creating that thing that we're looking for. So I don't think that what we're going to do is we'll take the information, we'll see what we can do about it, we'll apply it as much as we can. We're going to find a way to make that spot available for you. So I wouldn't be too overly concerned. There might be a little of a bumpy period, just an adjustment period, but as in all things, you're going to have to wait to find a new way to coexist. A little bit more give, a little bit more take, a little bit more understanding, a little bit more doing what you can do on this portion of it. That you have to find a way to grow in the light, to grow in the dark, that you just have to find a way to keep moving forward by believing you have the three things that have always been within you, Dragon. So even in this time where this doctor's note is coming to your company's attention, remember that you have the power to at least inform them what is going on, that you have the power to own that path and own what you are wanting to do and give to them. You are loved by more people than you realize. I think you're about to be shown that. And then you can carve your own destiny by working with the company that you so rightly want to work with. There will be some things you might have to stop doing, but I think it's in the realm of reasonable accommodation. If you know what that is, here in America we have something we call reasonable accommodation, whereas we will try to make sure the job is as easy for you to do as your doctor notes have. Like I'll give you an example. I was working for Walmart. My bladder, kidneys were starting to fail on me. I was going through stage 1 to 2 kidney failure. They wanted me to use the bathroom whenever I wanted to use the bathroom. But my company, Walmart, didn't exactly like me leaving my register whenever I needed to go to the bathroom. And then I said, but I have a doctor's note showing that I'm supposed to be allowed to go to the bathroom. I have an overactive bladder. I need to keep moving in order to keep my kidneys from failing even further. And then I had to try to find a way to adjust to that. So they had to find a different position for me because they couldn't have me keep leaving and going, keeping on going, keeping on going, keeping on going. So they had to find something where I could be a little bit more, if I had to go to the bathroom, I could just go, you know. So I feel like you're going to have to move a couple of things around and put out a couple of other fires so that you can do the job that you are really going to be able to do. I think things are going to work out the way you want them to. Some understanding is what I'm feeling, and to be able to put out those old fires so we can concentrate on the fires we can deal with. I'm doing good there, Katrina. It was awesome. I kind of was busy this weekend, honestly. Did a little bit more than I should have this weekend. You're welcome. You know, most companies are understanding, you know, and you're being upfront about it at least and giving them the information so, you know, and not trying to surprise them all at once when it does matter, you know. Yeah, I understand. Because like I said, it's some big news. If you want to share it, you can. You don't have to here. But, you know, the reason you're anxious and stuff, it's okay. Take a deep breath. Remember that this company's been pretty much by your side for a while. I don't think they're gonna just, you know, get rid of you to get rid of you. You know, they like you know, kind of deal. So you really don't have a lot to be worried about. You know your coworkers, you know your boss, you know what they stand for, and you know that they're gonna find a way to make things work out. I think you need to have a little bit more belief in your coworkers and stuff like that. A little bit more, what do they call it? Faith. Yeah, you have to have more faith in your coworkers there. But that's what I got for you today there, G-Dragon. Yeah, go ahead. Do you want cards or do you want me just to answer it for my guys? I'll get the cards ready just in case you want cards. Cards, just put their numbers and ask your question, and I'll start cleansing them off just in case. Yeah, my guides, or your guides more likely. Okay, ask your question. Take your time. I'm not in any hurry. I got no one else here. I had to make this choice too, okay, G Dragon? Hello, Banshee. We're answering a question from G Dragon right now, but I'll be with you as soon as I'm done with this person's question. I was in the same situation you were. I was working for Taco Bell. I had just gotten promoted to assistant manager. And I had just bought a new home, just got married, so a ton of stress and anxiety on me, right? And I thought I was ready for that next step in my career, I really thought I was. But the stark realization of how I was not ready for that kind of responsibility, especially when more responsibility than I was ready for was thrust upon me. Instead of being an assistant manager who was going to be working with someone, I was asked if I could help with a 6 month maternity leave for my boss. Now, I'm a young gun. I think I'm full of my own shit, so I think I can do this, right? And all the stress and anxiety I kept putting on myself about performing to the best, better than my best abilities could do. I started taking risk. I started taking unnecessary risk with my health, with my mental health at that. I started coming in early, staying in late because I was so worried that things weren't going to work out the way they were meant to work out. And I let that stress and stress and stress build within me. And when I went to go ask my boss for some relief, for some help, I didn't get it right away. So I tried to pull it together and do more and more and more and more again. I don't think I can do this, letting him know along the way that this isn't something I can handle. Finally, it got to a point where my mental health broke, and I actually was at my workplace with a knife to my throat saying, I'm quitting now. I cannot do this anymore. This has brought me to the point of wanting to kill myself over this shit. So I said, no, I'm not going to keep doing the same bullshit to myself over and over and over again. It's not worth it. It's not worth my mental health. It's not worth my pride. It's not worth any of that stuff. I would rather go be happy. So that's what I did. I quit that day. I never went back to that job. And about 3 or 4 weeks later, I was driving a bus job, which I absolutely loved for about 5 years. It was the best thing I ever could have done for myself, you know? But you're being faced with that very question. What is worth it more to you? Is it more worth to you to have that healthy life and healthy mind frame, or have that job that just keeps making you feel like the way it's been making you feel? If you have something that's already set up, that you have yourself ready to go, great. If you don't, well, then either start looking or provide yourself that opportunity to get out while you can and go take this time to at least say, now at least I have hope in my heart that I can find some place that will work with me, you know? I gotta put my wife's phone on our charger here. So my recommendation is don't let this place get to you. If you are really feeling like that, then I say you'd be happier doing something else. Find a different job as soon as you can, you know, and stuff like that. Right, exactly. But depending on what your bosses are putting on you, the kind of pressures they're putting on you, you know, and what they're asking you to do above and beyond, you know, why is that miserable there for you? If your bosses aren't working with you, that's one reason. Is the job something you can do? Yeah, but you're not a quitters thingy is going to put you in an early grave. That's what you're not a quitter thing is going to do for you. You asked me for my advice. I'm giving you my advice. Whether you choose to do it or not, you really do have to ask yourself: is what I'm going through right now worth this uphill battle? Worth and going through all of this worth me, you know, living this life that I'm not happy with, that I don't like anymore, and blah blah blah. All the other things you could say. Sure. I stole a little of your milk. Give me a break. Oh. There. Don't use. You know? And your guys are saying that, well, I'm glad, but I'm just saying that was my situation, you know? And I'll be right with you, Mally. So go to your advice, go to your boss, have a frank conversation about what your concerns are. Tell him what you're feeling and how you're feeling and why you're feeling that way. Maybe he can find something that challenges you. Maybe he can make you feel more included. Maybe he can find something for you that answers those questions. So that's what I always suggested to my employees. I always appreciated when an employee would come to me with their questions and their queries and their consecrations and things that they needed to do. When my employees came to me, I always tried to give them the advice that I felt would work for them and work for the company as a whole. So I don't know if you feel comfortable doing that or not, but that's a choice too. It's just going and having the conversation. Well, how can I do better here? I'm not feeling this, and this here. Maybe you can tell me how I am doing so I can assess myself here, you know? Or maybe it's just time to start looking for another job. You know, no one's, it's not going to hurt anyone to start looking at least, you know, at least then you can have an out if and when you do need one, you know? Anyway, I think I should probably get to doing Mally Bros reading here. Mally, to the reading room. Mally, to the reading room. Damn it. You're welcome. What can I help you with today, Mally? And what kinds of answers can I get for you today? Please throw me your numbers and your question whenever you're ready. I'm going to get these cards cleansed off for you. Oh, God. They're already talking to me. I don't think he's coming back on. Okay. Let me get these cards in the right spot for you. Especially with that one shuffle, I like to make sure I get them in the absolute right spot for you. You want to know if there's something you need to throw away or get rid of in your house that's causing some icky energy. That's an option. Tell me when they're in the right spot, guys. Tell me when they're in the right spot. Okay, they like it here. So here we go. Here is your one official shuffle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Are you near this object by any chance that you are worried about? Can you put your hand over the object for a second that you think is the cause of the energy? If you have it nearby you. Okay, well, I was just saying if there was something in your house that you felt this object towards, I was gonna feel like, okay, that might be why. So what I'm feeling isn't necessarily objectional. It's more of a you're you didn't really bring an object in. What you're doing is creating your own demon a little bit here. Not trying to do it honestly, but you're kind of creating your own little starter demon there, and basically it's out of that place of fear and anxiety. There's something that's trying to move you in a certain direction, so they've got to kind of scare you a little bit into that right direction. So they're kind of doing this in a way to spook you in a way, and also in a way that's kind of how do I express that? That there is stuff to move out, but it's not an object per se. It's stuff you need to move out from yourself, because you're trying to build up the right kind of catalyst so you can strike against that catalyst to ignite the future you do want to happen. So you need that catalyst in order to get that rough patch to strike against the grain so that you can light that candle to where you want it to be, so you can win the battle that is raging right now. So there is a small battle raging inside right now, and we're kind of trying to fight between two different forces when we really need to be putting down the weapons and saying, how can we come together now? How can we be that team now? How can we be that force for good for both of our sides of the coin there, right? Well, and if you have ads, please let me know, because there's an ad break in 1 minute and 22 seconds. But the thing about this is that we're trying to get you to that place that overcomes those very strong emotions of not being angry with yourself anymore about all of this stuff that has been kind of building up in you, all of these questions. To not be angry with that part of who I am anymore, but rather than being angry with it, accepting it as part of my power, so that I can start to see that I don't have to be angry at myself for the future positiveness I have yet to bring myself, you know? I can't be worried about the past or the future. Yeah. And it's always good to do that. But that the anger card is never really about anger. It's about those strong emotions that we hold on to far too long and for far too many times. And there has to become a point where we're faced with a choice. Either you choose to let this off, or something will finally build up within you to pop it off when you can't and won't be able to control it. You're trying to do it the like gingerly way, not so much the pop off way, you know? This is all to try to help you build new foundations down. So, you know, I'm just looking back at your a new foundation. It's actually, rather than moving something out, you need to move something out, but you need to put something in its place. That's a protective barrier, your foundation of where you need to be in your life. The reason you're going through all of this right now is so that we finally set down the right foundation. We use all of the materials as our catalyst, yes, but we also light the fire underneath of our bellies that gets up off of our asses to question ourselves. Is this something I need to be at war with or at peace with? I've chosen peace, not war. I've chosen to not be angry about what I've been beating up myself about. Rather than that, moving forward and finding a positive, more generally better way by not even being worried about what I will do to myself in the future, because I'm ready to set that brand new foundation down. And that's basically what they're trying to convey to you right now. I love it when I get all spiritual on your ass. But I would always suggest that what you do is you gather up a couple pieces of trash. Okay? Gather up just a couple pieces of trash that need to go out anyway, and say whatever else I need to carry out with me, I carry this trash out with me. And then if it's burnable stuff, burn it away. If it's not burnable stuff, make sure it's in that trash can and tightly, and put it on tight, and then just say, okay, I took out the trash, I'm moving on now. You know, it's a great way to move out the trash of your energy. You know, and if you can make it, if you make it purposeful, picking up of trash. This is me picking up the inner trash of my beating up on myself. That goes into the basket. Blah, blah. You know, purposeful picking up mental trash you need to get rid of, as well as physical trash. And then burning it away or throwing it away is the spiritual component of that. So that's what I have for you today, my friend. Any more questions? I will be happy to answer them for you guys. That's what I'm here to try to give you the best advice I have, and sometimes it just comes straight from spirit. I'll tell you, that one felt like a straight from spirit answer if I've ever gotten one, Mal. It felt like it was just pouring out of me. I love it when the readings pour out of me. It's like I don't even know what I'm saying half the time. By the time I'm done with your reading, I'm like, what did I just say? Let's put some music on. There we go. Some music for a while.
Shadows I
I knew it was going to be a slow week anyway because it's the end of TwitchCon and everyone's coming home, getting unpacked from TwitchCon. They're going to need a full day of recovery before they do anything streaming-wise. Maybe even a couple of days depending on how glug they got. So I knew it's always slow around this time of year. First year I went through it, I was like, what the heck is happening? Why is no one here? And I was like, oh, it's normally slow during this time? And if I don't have many people show up in a half an hour, I'm just going to get off and go do something else.
Spoke volumes without words in the silence of our gaze. No words between our eyes. The distance bridged by light. She shines her gift to all who seek a magic yet to unravel in a cove of magic unseen. I found the power within me. Of tomorrow, a promise of better days to come. Her wings between our eyes, the distance bridged by light. She shines her gift to all who seek a magic yet to unravel in a cove of magic unseen. I found the power within me, the wonder, hope, dreams of tomorrow, a promise of better days to come. The heart of a fairy named Twig, her smile brings innocent light, with the renaissance of tomorrow and past forever will be. In the hidden garden, a light shines, all who see wonder, hope and love. Make the trip to her kingdom. Her smile brings joy. Her hands give gifts. In a cove of magic unseen, I found the power within me. The wonder.
Uma! Give me a second, I'll be right with you. Let me turn off my music. Welcome in, Kuma. How are you doing? Ready for some answers? How's it going? Hey, you're about the only one who calls me unknown. Everyone else calls me Prophet. I'm doing good, honestly. I'm having a good morning. It's slow, but it's always slow during TwitchCon week. And when it's finally ending up to TwitchCon, everyone's just getting home, unpacking, or just coming home on flights and stuff like that. So... Okay. Give me your numbers. I'll get them in the right spot. And define your question for me. Like, are you going to get jewelry? Okay. All right, let's see here. Your mom had a dream about you getting jewelry. Choose the numbers. I don't choose your numbers for you. Alexa, pick a number 1 through 10.
The random number is 4.
Your 4 number is 4. Alexa, pick a number 1 through 52.
Here's a number between 1 and 52. It's 15.
All right, 4 and 15 are your numbers. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So Alexa picked your numbers today, and we'll touch on what that dream means, though. And now it's 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. All right. All right. First, the divitational meaning, then we get the dream interpretation. Do you want dream interpretation first, or do you want card reading interpretation first? Which one do you want first? And depending on the kind of jewelry we're talking about here. So as much as you can give me on the dream for the interpretation dream part of it, otherwise I can give you the mystical reason behind this dream. I'm actually being asked to ask which one you want first, So, can you tell me a little bit more about the dream? Is it just a mom giving some kind of gold jewelry? Or is there something else in the dream I need to be aware of? Like anything you can add for that. Because like I said, I do dream analysis. She saw me receiving gold and jewels. Okay. That's what she said. Okay. From what they're telling me, it's a little bit of wish fulfillment that you come into some more money, a little bit of concern for that. Usually, when someone's gifting you something in a dream, it means that they wish they could give you more than they are able to most of the time. When it's usually jewels, like I said, some moms, depending on the kind of jewelry, if you had said to me ring or locket or something like that, that would have had a deeper meaning because you can't define what actual item. She's just giving you jewelry. She's trying to give you the bounty of her life and trying to give you the bounty of that she has her legacy onto you. She wants her bounty to be spilled up on you, kind of a way. So usually that's what dream, when you're giving something to someone in a dream, that's usually what it means, because you want to give more of yourself to that person, whatever you treasure. It's never about gold. It's all about what she holds true and what she treasures the most. That's what she wants to give to you. So that's basically the dream interpretation of that. Without there being any more details, that's what it means. Right. Right. So, and it's a her thinking about that, about what like, I know this is a morbid topic, but when she passes from this world, where her money goes to, stuff like that goes to, who gets what, stuff like that. Not that I'm saying your mom has any short amount of time here. I'm just saying she's getting into that feeling of wanting to give. Yeah, and that's what I'm feeling. It's just that expression of wanting to pass on something to you, whether it's monetary, her her wisdom, her whatever. It's whatever she treasures, because not everyone treasures gold. Some people treasure experience. Some people treasure a lot of different things. The gold is just a representation of the thing she treasures the most. And her gifting it to you is her saying, I want to give this to you. It's, well, I'm just telling you what the psychological part of it means, what the dream part of it means. So that's what it means for that part of it. Now, if you want to get into what the cards say it means, yeah, I can mean that as well. Well, part of what my guys are telling me, and it kind of goes into your reading too as well, is part of the reason is that joy being sprung into your life again, to give you that joyful moment, to let you have that I'm getting ahead moment, to find that joy in your life again. And I think the dream really is interpreting her giving you that joy back in your life again. And it's like I said, it's very rarely about real actual money. It's usually about like I said, their ethics, their joy, what they love to give to this world, their kindness, their generosity, that kind of stuff usually. But it's also about finding that happiness too and searching for that happiness. And then we get into the middle card, which is trusting yourself and learning how to trust your intuition, what your gut instinct is telling you it means. To learn how to, someone gave you information. Now you have to go, oh, that's interesting. What does that mean to me? I'm going to question these things. I'm going to trust myself and my higher power that they are already showing me the right information so I can make the right choice in my life, so I can wield the magic into the place I want it to go. So getting the dream and realizing that this is something that is being gifted to you, not only in a dream but in some respect her life, her life to you. It's about you trusting yourself and trusting that your own power is enough and that you can give whatever is going to be given to you, you will use wisely, right? But this is also kind of a crescendo moment as well because it is building up to something. This is all building up to an explosive moment when it will happen. So we're putting out the warning signs before we just dump that something important might happen somewhere in the future. We're trying to give you a little bit of a precursor to the warning that something powerfully changing is coming. A brand new way is going to be going forward. You will pour onto this new world your new path, but it may mean giving up the old path and old bad habits and old bad things you keep doing to yourself. But the reason that you're going through all of this thing with the dream and the everything like that right now is so that you can find a way to bring two different worlds together, like the other like one of the other cards was saying to somebody else earlier. You're trying to find a way to do not just one way forward. You're trying to take a little bit of the easy way, which is setting up goals and be determined, very determined to get to the end of those goals as quickly as you can. So not only setting up goals, but obtaining them quickly as well. But you know there's been that bullshit that you've been trying to cut through for a while. And this is just something that was being given to you to give you some hope and to give you some reason to believe that good things are coming in your way. And they are coming. Good things are coming your way. You know? So the unseen path is all about you saying to yourself, I deserve this. I don't need to worry about whether I don't deserve or do deserve it. I do deserve this. How do I make a plan for when I get it, I start to enjoy my life, trust my inner self, and use this to momentum to push me forward in a more positive way. So that's basically what the my guys and the cards are saying. And then your God card is this. Yeah. It's to shine a brighter day on your world. Whenever someone gets a glaze card, especially when it's from a god, it's your world. You have to shine on the brightness of your world. We're giving you something to hang on to here, but you still have to fight for it. You still have to want for it and stuff like that. You have to shine down onto your world that which you want to grow. You know? It's about bringing that light into that place. You know? And that's what they're asking you to do, is be more positively minded about things. Sorry, I'm doing okay. I'm up for my one. If you want a reading, I'm up to one more reading. I think I'm going to get out of here after this one. But when you're being given objects in a dream, goals or jewelry or whatever it is, most of the time it's what we hold precious. Like, I really do hold precious my love for my wife and hold precious my love for my cat. But if you ask me, that does not equate to treasure in some people's mind. It does in mine. You know what I'm saying? Those are the things I hold the most precious. You know? But that's me. Jesus Christ.
Oh, he's losing it.
Okay, Kuma, have a good one.
Leo told you about the reading with Andy, but he.
All right. Do you want a
I
reading
wrote
there,
everything for you, but
Suri,
just
or
one of
are
the
you
things
good for
is he's
today?
showing me it again. Not only is he showing me like the two little sisters like sleeping in the room, like side by side kind of thing, but he's going back to the hair again, like brushing the hair. So I don't know. Did he do the same thing for you, Gemini?
Okay, good.
Like,
Well, you know, I was thinking about
something
getting
about
out of
your
here because
hair.
I'm feeling a little bit drained today and tired. So I'm probably just gonna get out of
'cause
here.
that, like, is one of his
and
fondest
I'm gonna play you guys my
memories is, like,
my
playing
newest
with
dark song.
hair.
Want to hear one of my
Edwin.
dark
Okay,
songs? I
so
love
I'm
this
seeing
song
hair again.
because it's all about giving into that darkness that's inside of yourself and finding out what you need inside. So we're gonna go to Tarot Mama, and we're gonna give her a little bit of a shout out today, and that's where we're gonna go and spread our beautiful love.
Sorry, I'll pull cards here. Couple cards. Edwin's very close. Okay, so then, those are the two I'm getting so far. I heard Andy, and then the next one was showing me the hair.
So this is where we're gonna go, guys,
Brushing
and I
it,
will see you guys over there. If you want to travel along with me, I would greatly appreciate it. But I'll see you tomorrow, guys. See you on the way out.
Very much one of his, like I said, fondest memories, past times. I don't know how to describe it.
Darkness through the fires.
It's kind of beautiful though to think of, like, that's like something that
Light of
he holds
demons
so
I will
like dear.
seek the key. Push my way through
It's just like the idea
Satan
of getting to
and
do with, like, your sister's
cleanse
hair,
the
like
throne indeed.
something that seems so simple.
Walking fire, walking vein, walking darkness and reclaim. Embrace the death
Okay.
inside.
Thank you.
Step through the door with thy key.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Open your power and claim it
Pop it.
be.
Look for him. All
I strike my fire, strike my flame to the